it's worthless. I'm just gonna be frank with it.
Yeah.
Because now you have to know how to market those skills. You know, you don't have a background. Like this guy doesn't have a background in coding or anything like that. So have you helped them build a resume? Have you helped them network? All those things must be in the boot camp for me to pay that price. Even more. Like
he doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
I have seen courses that. What's going on, tech team? It is Just My Tech Sense, where we talk tech, finance, and lifestyle. I'm your boy, WillDoesTech, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JohhnieTech. What up, Tech fam?
JohhnieTech in the building.
Yes, sir.
Round of applause for JohhnieTech being in the building. What's good, man? How you doing?
All right, man. We're back for another episode.
That's right. We are back. We are back. And today I want to talk about a Reddit post that I saw. It's just, real simple, but it says, don't believe the hype. PSA.
Don't believe the hype.
Right? PSA, public service announcement. Don't believe the hype about tech jobs.
It sounds like a song. I don't know. Is that Public Enemy or something?
Man, don't have me up here trying to guess because I'll get it wrong.
Right.
But so this is a post by Dire Dog, and it was posted about 9 months ago. But it says, PSA, don't believe the hype about tech jobs. They are impossible to get. And he says, a while ago, I quit my job in union construction to do a boot camp for $30,000+.
Wait, hold on. He paid $30,000 for the boot camp, the boot camp paid him.
No, he paid $30,000 for
a 30-day boot camp.
No, it
didn't say
no.
the days.
It's for several months. If you let me read, John.
My bad. My mom was like $30,000. I mean, it better come with something. Like my mom's.
It comes with knowledge, information,
right?
But obviously not a job. So he goes on to say it's been several months and it's impossible to find a job. Tech was supposed to be booming. Everyone is saying just learn to code, but the jobs aren't there. What are your thoughts about that, man?
Man, my mind's stuck on that 30K.
Yeah, well, you got to get over that. Yeah, I mean, 30K. I mean, somebody's willing to pay it, but I just wouldn't even feel right because knowing the state of the industry, I just wouldn't even feel right taking somebody's money like that. Mm-hmm. And there had to be a promise or something.
You would think
a guarantee or
right.
But.
My mind really initially goes to thinking like, okay, usually when you pay a certain amount of money, there comes with a certain amount of value. So like, he's paying $30K. I'm assuming that it's a amazing boot camp.
Why? Because he could have been sold on it.
Yeah, he definitely could have got ripped off. But I'm assuming I'm just gonna assume that everything is on the up and up. Like, hey, I have this much value to provide. He said mentioned coding, so I'm assuming that he went to a coding boot camp. So let's say he was learning, Python, Java, maybe all of it, right? Ruby. Yeah. So, okay, I guess there's two different ways I'm going to go, right? It's the first way is like, is it valuable? So let's say it was valuable. I guess the route we would say in this question is it's a valuable boot camp, but even the best coders may be struggling to get jobs these days.
Yeah, but I mean, the crux of it all is he paid $30,000 and he can't get a job. It doesn't matter whether or not the boot camp provided value. At the end of the day, he's trying to get a job.
Right.
And obviously, he thought, by quitting his job in union construction,
right, that
he could, whatever hype had gotten to him, whatever social media said. Whatever really got to him to say, you know what, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go to this boot camp. I'm going to pay $30,000 because I know that,
right.
there's money. Yeah, I mean, he did. Right. He did. And obviously he had the money. But, at the end of the day, the writing's on the wall when it comes to tech. And again, shame, it feels predatory, right?
Right.
It feels predatory that I'm sure whoever held this boot camp, they know the state of the industry.
Right.
And I'm placing a lot of the blame on the boot camp, right, versus the individual. I also know there's an individual component, an individual responsibility as well that, you just don't know how he did in the boot camp either, right? There's not that part of the story where he says, I didn't do that well. I didn't do all the, I didn't do all the blocks of instruction. I didn't do the labs. Like,
right. So, I mean, I'm looking at it in the sense of like, I'm not going to say he's disgruntled in the sense of like, he's putting a bad report out because he didn't do it. I'm saying if he did everything he's supposed to do and the boot camp was valuable, then I'm almost speaking to the same thing you are. Is like, there's too much hype around the tech industry where, like, when I say again, it's like there's coders that been doing this forever. They went to school for it, and they didn't just do a several month boot camp. They went to school or they've been practicing themselves. And I don't think that, I know they are getting jobs as well, but it's not like this mass amount of jobs everywhere for anyone to fall into. And I think that it's being promoted that way, but from even like especially in today's time, I don't think like the jobs are there. There's LinkedIn posts everywhere, but I see LinkedIn jobs being posted constantly, but I'm also constantly seeing people saying like, hey, I've been out of work for 6 months. I've been out of work for 7 months.
Yeah. Hey,
I just applied for 200 jobs and not even one interview. And these are qualified people because sometimes I go and look at their page. I'm like, oh, they have these certs. They have, they're good candidates to the eye, but.
Sure. Yeah. Without doing your research, they look like good candidates. But again, we truly don't know. My question to you would be, if you could, do you feel like it's predatory that this boot camp would take $30,000? And I know that money is, it's all about really, it's relative, right? Because maybe this person is a millionaire, right? Or maybe he has a lot of money to play with. So $30,000 to him might be,
$30,000 with no reward.
But again, we don't know his lifestyle. But us knowing what $30,000 means to you, right? To most people, would you feel right charging that to somebody in today's state?
In today's state
of tech?
No. Like, without any guarantees, I don't think I would charge anybody that amount of money knowing that I can't guarantee you a job. And I think that the person holding the boot camp would know if they can guarantee a job or not. So, like, if I'm holding the boot camp and I say, oh, I got 20, let's just say it's 20 people in this boot camp. Personally, even though I'm teaching you the best, like I'm sim engineer, I'm teaching you, you're going to be the best sim engineer. I don't know if I can guarantee 20 people a job unless I've already spoken to people and say, hey, I'm going to get them to this level and there's a pipeline. But if you don't have a pipeline set up for your people in the boot camp, you can't guarantee that they're going to get a job no matter what you teach them.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any hype anymore. To be honest, I mean, this was written nine months ago, and I don't think 9 months ago that there was hype.
Right. No. I was like, maybe say 9 years ago.
2020, there was hype, right? Because people were getting jobs left and right, and they're getting high-paying jobs. But in 2025, 2024, 2026, I just haven't seen the amount of hype. Now, there are hype from individuals who have boot camps, right? They're going to hype, whether it's GRC, whether it's identity and access management, whether it's being a cyber analyst. They're going to hype it up and get you excited, and then you sign up, right? And even for me, if I were to teach a block of instruction and I felt like, I don't know. Yeah, what I'm saying might be worth it because the potential is there, but just based on how things are going in today's tech industry, I just couldn't, in my right mind, it wouldn't sit right with me that I just charged you $30,000 knowing that this, especially because, one, I know that you're new to the field.
Right.
You're just taking this boot camp. Employers are going to look at that and say, what can you bring to the table? Oh, you got a boot camp? Okay, whatever, right? Were there certs involved? Were there vouchers involved? And even still with that, at the end of the day, if you're not getting a job, then the $30,000 means nothing.
Not at all. Me. There's no the ROI on that is just
minus 30,000.
Exactly.
And your time.
Right. So like I would think like for me personally, if I were to have a boot camp, let's just say it's on sim engineering, I think for my time, I couldn't put a dollar price on it now, but anything over $5,000, I think it's just a lot without a guaranteed return on investment. Like, hey, you're going to be able to get this certification afterwards, something tangible for your career to move forward. But if it's just like, hey, I'm going to teach you these skills and you give me $30,000, I mean, that's kind of worthless, to be honest. Like, I hate, it's worthless. I'm just gonna be frank with it.
Yeah.
Because now you have to know how to market those skills. You know, you don't have a background. Like this guy doesn't have a background in coding or anything like that. So, have you helped them build a resume? Have you helped them network? All those things must be in the boot camp for me to pay that price. Even more, like
he doesn't have a job.
Yeah,
I have seen courses that. All that you just said, he doesn't have a job, which is what he did it for.
Right.
Screw the help with the resume. Screw all this other stuff. At the end of the day, did I get a job like I thought I was going to? Because I would be upset and I'd be burning some stuff down had I paid $30,000 and walked out and I got a better resume, but still don't got a job.
No, I agree.
So it's just, yeah. So the thing is, and I thought it was interesting because there are obviously still people thinking in 2025, 2026 that the tech industry is still hot.
Right.
As much as we've seen the tech layoffs and all the other, traffic about the impossibilities of getting a job, there are still people out there that are falling susceptible to predatory boot camps, and they're being spit out without a job. So I just thought it was something that I wanted to talk about because I didn't know that there was still hype about it.
Right.
But obviously, if somebody's posting about it, then there may be one or two people out there that felt like tech was the way to go. I'm gonna get out of my and actually, let me take that back because I have actually run into people in the gym who've been like, "Hey, I'm trying to pivot into tech." And they've said, "Yeah, I want to do it. I'm thinking about doing a boot camp." And I'm like, "Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do it." And I wouldn't even recommend doing getting a college degree. I know you would differ, but at this point, I just don't feel like the struggle after is worth it for the amount of money that you're going to spend. Right. So,
that's something I wanted to ask you too, because in the sense, like, you kind of answered it already, but I'm gonna rephrase it and see like if your answer changes at all. So, like, do you feel like people should be? Do you feel like there's still a pathway for people doing tech? Like, because I do think it's full. So, do you think that people should pivot to other career fields, or do you think like tech is still something that people should be doing?
I don't think tech is full. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it's the hype. I don't think it's as easy as one would say. Get your security plus, and you're gonna make six figures like they used to say. I still think there are gaps, and I think finding that gap, whether it's AI expertise, whether it's niche in GRC, whether it's FedRAMP, CMMC, I feel like there are positions that are not currently filled that companies need that area of expertise, but it's not sexy, right? So I feel like it's not full up, but it is harder nowadays. But I also feel like people aren't doing the work that they need to do.
Right. I 100% agree with you. And like the way I would explain it, I believe that there's more parity in the tech field now, right? I think there was a surge at one point where maybe because there's still jobs that are not filled. Yeah. But now they're at the point where we need qualified candidates, not people that we're going to bring in and train up. And I think there are times in different career fields where it's like, hey, we just need, even like the military, like we need people in, whatever. Right. Then after a certain time, you met a certain marker, like, okay, now we're looking for more qualified, better candidates to get the job done. So like, yeah, there's still openings here, but now we're looking for qualified. So even with all the changes, AI and all the different lanes that are coming new within tech, they're not going to get brand new people in tech. They're getting people that's already been in tech. And then those people are like, okay, well, let me advance my skills into AI. Just like when cloud was a big thing, it was like, okay, they weren't getting brand new people off the street. They're saying like, okay, you were never an engineer. Like, now let's transfer those skills over into cloud and see, So I think that's what it is now.
Yeah. And the only thing, so I agree with you for 95% of that. Where I disagree is when you said they're looking for the qualifieds. Mm-hmm. They're looking for the unicorns. Right? Then yeah. You can be qualified. There are plenty of people that are qualified that aren't getting the job. They are looking for the unicorn, and you have to figure out how to become that unicorn, right? That top 1%, top 10%, like old girl was. She was top 10% in 3 companies.
Right.
Still got let go, but
she was up there.
Yeah, but just trying to figure out how you can be that person. And a lot of that is standing out. You blend in when you submit your resume, and you are in a stack of resumes. If we want to picture it right, just a pile of resumes piling up on a desk, and what separates you from the rest of the pile. And if you're not standing out in a way that a company can see you, whether it's through referrals, whether it's through you building your brand on social media, you have to figure that piece out and become that unicorn. And I think that is the only way nowadays to actually stand out. So I don't think the tech market is full. I just think it's so much harder to get into. And anybody promising, a boot camp is going to get you into it. It's going to probably get you a really good start when it comes to understanding tech and understanding how things are and why things are. But as far as learning that, and it probably being more theoretical, right? And then maybe a little bit of labbing. But outside of that, you don't have any, real life experience, which that becomes the next problem is how do you get that? Right. So, but that's for another episode. So I just wanted to, talk about this and, see if there was still hype in the tech industry. So what are your thoughts on that? This is just our tech sense. We don't think that there's still hype about the tech industry nowadays. I think it'll come back at some point, but in 2026, I just don't believe that the hype is there as far as getting a job. So, what are your thoughts? This is just our tech sense. I'm WillDoesTech,
JohhnieTech,
and we'll talk to y'all.
Out.